Welcome to Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics Challenge! This is Troll Videl, and we just beat the Zaylan Fort City! Yeah, we got Mustadio, saved his life. The ghosts did very well. I was very surprised. Mustadio! We talked about a lot. I talked about a lot about him last time, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use him because he's not a monster. If I wanted to, though, I am allowed to keep him around because he is the key to unlocking the whole side quest tree. Other than the deep dungeon, of course. And the thing is, that's only really to unlock a bunch of characters that I wouldn't be allowed to use. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do the side quests. The only reason I might is because it gives me access to some hard to find monsters. But it's still kind of iffy. Because I mean that's one of the only ways that you can reliably battle some behemoths and Tiamats and stuff later in the game. So I'm not sure. We'll see. When I get there, I still have a whole bunch more of the game to go before I can worry about the side quests. But yeah, we did pretty well last time. The audio quality's really not that good, unfortunately, during the last battle segments. I tried to find the thing to maybe redo it. Ends up that I saved afterwards, and then I accidentally messed up the save state that I had before. So, there's nothing I can do right now to go back and do it, so I'm just going to have to put up what I have, and I apologize for the inequality issues during those. I probably will have an update apologizing for it anyway, but this is just afterwards. I was trying to use the Skype program to talk to Jork, so that way we'd be able to communicate easier without the delay. Unfortunately, it caused a desync with the actual game's audio, and on top of that, I had his mic on as his volume, at least to my thing. I think I had it way too loud. So, I don't know. It came out less than stellar. It was the best run I've ever had of that battle, though. So it's kind of a shame that it turned out, the quality turned out so bad, but it's the only cake I have of there, so I'm gonna have to go with it, and I'll apologize several times probably. But never mind. This next battle. Oh, there's a cutscene first. Oh, there is a cutscene first. I probably should have done this last video. I don't know if I had time, but I probably should have. Alright, we have a little cutscene first. It's kind of a harkening back to one of the flashbacks with Delita and Ramza in the first chapter, where they were sitting in the field. It's kind of a harkening back to that part. You'll see a return of the reed flute, which my emulator will not play the sound for, unfortunately. But this is where you get to see so much with Ovelia and Agrias. Eventually Ramza will show up as well, but it's kind of showing a bit more depth to Ovelia, who's kind of just been there so far. Ovelia is kind of a semi-tragic character for a good portion of it. It's just the way nothing really seems to work out well for her, which is a shame because she's such a nice person. But, yeah. I can actually... I mentioned in a previous video, the beginning of this chapter, actually, when I was talking about Wind Falcon, that I am into fanfiction. I am a fanfiction author. If I can recommend anyone who loves Final Fantasy Tactics enough to read the fanfiction for it, there is an awesome author named Surreal Realist. Man, sorry, I don't know, I'm getting over something. But he does a lot of different takes on Final Fantasy Tactics. He has 3 really good stories. One of which has a whole chunk with Ophelia, which, for anyone who hasn't played the game, has a lot of spoilers for the game, but called Save the Queen, which is really, really good. I can't recommend it any more than I can. He also has a really good Agrias-focused fic called Heart of Gold, which actually tells the whole plot of the game from Agrias' point of view, and that covers a lot of downtime. And you know how we were saying earlier how Ramza doesn't get a love interest enough. These are the fics where he actually gets a love interest of different kinds, depending on what story it is. But Heart of Gold's really good. It covers the whole game pretty much from Agrias' side of the thing. Even though as it gets later on, it has less focus on the battles and more focus on the stuff that's happening between battles, which is kind of nice. That you should see some new stuff. Save the Queen is a post-game storyline, and his most recent creation is called Iceman, which is an alternate universe of sorts that falls through the game if Alma, Ramza's sister, was kidnapped instead of Tata. And it's interesting. Ramza's sort of the main character, but because of how he's kind of messed up, it's sort of more from the view of other people in the group, and it's really dark though. But it's really dark, but it's really well done, I have to say. So yeah, if you have the time and you like fanfiction and Final Fantasy Tactics, go to fanfiction.net and look up Surreal Realist. I'll actually maybe put his profile up in the description of this video, since I'm raving about him so much during this. So yeah, so look him up if you have the time, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Oh, here comes the reed flute. I know, I didn't comment at all on this cutscene, but this is part of this is part of this, I know I'm skipping over it, but basically the scene when Ram just walked in on it, Ophelia was mentioning that she knew Ramza's sister Alma because they went to the same monastery. So this is what Windfalcon was talking about, how they had this connection of sorts, Ophelia and Ramza has this connection through Ramza's sister, and they get along really well. Unfortunately, we really don't get to see, after one of the next couple battles, the princess kind of gets away from us, and we don't really see her that much. So, but they mesh out pretty well. So, it's one of those things that, I'll probably talk about just about every time there's scenes where there could have been the beginning of a romance of sorts, because I don't know, I'm a hopeless romantic like that. Okay, at this point I'm probably only going to show you, the beginning cutscene. But we're going to move to Barris Hill now, which I thought was going to happen. I completely forgot about that cutscene. Barris Hill is an interesting battle. We have 2 guest party members again. We have Mustadio and Agrias. Ophelia will not be fighting, which is just as well, I suppose, because she's only 5th level, so she's kind of a liability. But we're getting into a big fight. We're gonna get to see a new class of enemy, which I gotta get rid of him. I forgot. I recruited him. I'm supposed to kick him out, so I have to do that next battle. But we're gonna fight summoners in this fight, which really rough. Not much fun to fight summoners. Alright, and I guess I'll use Gigas. Anyone else doesn't have the movement range or the hit points to stand up to getting nailed pretty hard. So, Ram's probably going to be in heal mode for most of this fight. But I got my mean 3 here. Potete, Heen, and Gigas. The trifecta of doom. But yeah, red chocobos are awesome, as you've probably seen at this point. Alright. Yes, we got some mercenaries from Rubik, the mafioso guy who is holding Mustadio's father captive. So that's who we're fighting right now. Our guys, again, they have her start so far away and she has such low movement rate. I guess it's to keep it so she's a bit more fair, but it makes it really annoying for, you know, wanting to get her involved. Anyway, we're way over 10 minutes now, so next time on Final Fantasy Tactics Challenge, the Barris Hill Battle. Later.